Good morning. There is traffic. Welcome to my new filming location. This is a test, which is testing the new filming location, because my old setup was in the lounge room, which was quite a loud room near lots of open, like a courtyard, public areas, and the hallway. The hallway is quite close as well. So I thought I need to go somewhere more enclosed, somewhere where I can shut an extra door between my filming space and like the hallway. So at this point I have a wall, a door, a hallway, and another door between like where the screaming baby lives, which is in the hallway, and the other end of the house, hopefully, of the apartment. And I can close my door, I can come in here and hope for the best. So the problem with here though is that, one, it's in my bedroom, so I might never leave my room again. It's where my computer will be set up, it's where I'll play Sims. This is like not an ideal thing to have in the room that you're trying to sleep in, but maybe it'll be for the best. And the next problem is the sound of the street. So there is a window over that way, which is like so there's like a busy street, a set of lights, and a mall just outside my window, and at the set of lights down the other end of the block there is a pedestrian crossing which beeps all night. So hopefully I won't be able to hear it now because there's too many other distractions, too many other sounds going on, but in the dead of night I can't sleep because of this beeping. And there is another pedestrian crossing up here, but the beeping's been turned off, so that is wonderful, but also sorry to have people. So the third and probably last problem is that the actual setup is a bit iffy. So it's not very big, there's not much space, I'm quite close to the walls here. I did manage to bring my lights in for this particular video. I was like, I can't film without my sunflowers. My eye is so itchy still. My ring light, right? So there's shadows. There's a lot of shadows going on, but I figure that's just one more visual stem we can play with. So it's quite a harsh lighting, and I can't put the lighting over near you so that it faces at me, because if I put the light over there, near you, then the light is blinding in my eyes and it physically pains me to look at it. Even now it's like I'm melting, but that's better than the alternative, because look. So it's either slight pain from the light, or I mean, it's not too bad. There is a window over there. It puts the shadow on this side. Let me know what you think. What do you think? Should I use my little bright ring light, which will probably put views up because that's what YouTube tells me happens, or this sort of gentle? I feel like the gentler lighting is probably better, actually. And because I've got a sore eye and it's our first time filming, I might leave it off. But if you prefer the other light, if you prefer the bright ring light on, let me know. Okay, and I will find a way to coexist with my ring light, because that's what YouTubers do. Okay, so after that extremely exceedingly long introduction / explanation of what's going on. Good morning. I am going to eat breakfast. I've got half a glass of apple juice. I've got this apple juice. It's a pink lady apple juice, and Sarah bought it for me as like a surprise from our groceries, and I'm so happy. I didn't know we were getting it, and it's beautiful. It's really nice. Tasty. And a little bit tart, just like me. And I also have my good old-fashioned safe food, which is this Caesar salad. So I make it without the croutons in it. I put in all of the cheese and bacon and sauce, but I don't eat any of the croutons because they're made of gluten and they will make me vomit. So what better way to test out this new filming location, this new filming location than by sharing breakfast together. I did get a lovely comment that said something like, I like it when you eat in the morning, and I was like, well, I hate eating in the morning, so let me share that joy with you. Let me share that joy with you. This is my collection of postcards that I have pinned to some pin boards. I have been collecting these for many years, and I had them just in a box doing nothing, and I decided one year, maybe like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 50, a long time ago, that I would pin them all out so that we could actually see them. And I've had them up on this pin board, travelling from house to house with me ever since. I think I did them when I lived in Dubbo. So I've lived in Dubbo, Yass, Melba, Shouse, and here. So it's come to 5 different houses like this. And I also had the postcards up in my room before that, when I was like 18 and trying to live by myself in a group house full of students and friends. So that was chaotic and terrible and a bad time in my life. But when is it not? How are you going? How's your daily struggle been? Yeah, same, so it's tough, eh? We've been having this problem, we have this trouble, we have a bit of a problem with our fridge where it over freezes, it gets things too cold. But if you don't have it turned up like to freeze past the back of the fridge, then the front of the fridge gets warm. So we have to keep our lettuces and things that will freeze at the front half of the fridge, not the back half of the fridge. What is that? What is that noise? You would think ASMR's not for me because I'm so tuned in to sound, but maybe that's why it's for me. But also the filming, it's given me an eye twitch in my soul eye. Anyway, the fridge freezes my salad, but this one managed to not be frozen. We only bought it yesterday, which means that it was in the fridge overnight, which does mean that it could very well have frozen if it were in the right position in the fridge, and it didn't freeze, and I'm happy. That makes me happy. It's the little things, you know, the little things, it's the little things, the little things. I need more safe food. So, there's this term that I learned called safe food for neurodivergent people. I think specifically autistic people, but I'm not sure about ADHD or other neurodivergencies. But for my self-discovering that I am autistic, I've been learning a lot of new terms, and the best term is safe food. So I always thought that, you know, I was a little bit weird, a little bit crazy for just wanting to eat Caesar salads all the time and nothing but Caesar salads, and always knowing that if there was nothing else to eat for dinner, if there was nothing else to eat, I could always go and get a Caesar salad and eat the Caesar salad and I'd be happy with that. Food is a lot more complicated in my life than I initially thought. I thought I liked food, but I do not. Food and I have a very complicated relationship, and the last couple of years has taught me that I do have quite a number of eating disorders, which, now that I know that they're there, I think it might be getting harder to control. But I think a lot of that is actually tied in with the autism, because safe foods are a food that is safe to eat, and you can eat that safe food. And then sometimes you'll be like, no, I cannot possibly eat any more of that safe food, which has happened to me with many things before, where I will absolutely love a food and then I just won't even like it at all, even to the point point that when I was a small child, my sister remembers me loving sugar snap peas, or whatever they're called, sugar peas. Those large peas with that gross bit around the edge that's all crunchy all the way through. And like I would eat that. If I would eat nothing else, I would eat that. And then now I do not, the texture is, I don't like them. I've eaten like a bunch of them to try and get that addiction back, but it's just not there. I don't really like them. They're wrong. And so my current one, that has been my current one for quite some years, but now that I'm leaning in, I'm like, yes, I have a safe food, this is good, embrace it, Span. Yeah. So I'm eating Caesar salad. I think to a certain extent McDonald's is also a safe food for me because I've not really been caught out there much. And it's delicious, and if I order like a double cheeseburger, a triple cheeseburger with no bun, or like a double quarter pounder with no bun, then I get enough meat, and the chips are always good. Like I've never gotten any problems from eating the chips, and like other than I've eaten too many of these chips and I don't want any, but that's just like I can usually push through that to eat another Caesar salad. But I do understand that sometimes the aversion's just like I absolutely cannot eat that right now. But that doesn't really happen with chips because I'll be so hungry that the hunger will win over. Oh, that mouthful was just all cheese. I don't particularly like cheese. Also, it's this particular Caesar salad, so the ones from Woolies or Coles, that don't have the chicken in them, that are just so good. You can go to a restaurant and get like really fancy ones, but then they taste too much like, I don't know, like anchovies, or they taste too much like parmesan cheese, or they taste too much like not exactly the same as this, like it's a little bit fancier. The lettuce is better. I don't know. I don't like fancy Caesar salads that much. I like this one out of the top. Like if I can just, it's just, I'm happy here. This is my happy food. I feel like I'm over defending my preference in food. I'm very defensive. I'm very defensive as a person, I'm learning. I think it's because in my mind I have to constantly defend the decisions that my mind is making. So I then do that with the world as well. Also because I've been questioned so much at school. I think at school I wasn't particularly badly teased. I was just bullied to the point that everything I did I questioned. Yeah. Anyway, I hated school a lot, and I think that a lot of my aversions to being different have come from there. So it's really nice to know that I'm just so weird. I'm not just different. I'm autistic, which gives me a reason for why I couldn't fit in with everyone else, because I was literally physically different. I was different. And like we knew I was different, but I always blamed myself. But now I can blame this other part of me that is not my fault. You know, yeah. Deep talk. Didn't mean to get that deep this early in the morning, but my eyes are really itchy because I got dinner in it a week ago and burnt the inside of my eyeball, and now it's healed up. It's got all the drops in it, it looks fine. It just feels like there's little rocks, just a little bit of gravel much. This is good. Thank you. Pick it up. Okay, so I have just ignored so much traffic. I've just been ignoring those types of noises because maybe it's not turning up, or if it is, maybe it's okay. Let me know what you thought of the sound quality, the sound of this video. What do we think of the sound of this video? I can't see. I need to put my glasses on. This eye is fine, but I'm just rubbing it because this eye is not fine. Yeah, so that was our practice run. What do you think? I might change slightly the setup of the background, and I'm thinking about putting it on more of an angle. So my desk, which is this way, will actually sit this way, like that way instead of that way, which I think will help, especially with the lighting, because it won't be so much from the side, it'll be more front, kind of. Anyway, I think this was a good video, or good enough, you know. I think my aim for the quality of my videos has been up here, and I need to just bring it down to like here, so I don't go a bit crazy over making content, because every time I get interrupted or there's a sound, I'm like, this is not going to be good enough of the final product. But you know what? I'm trying not to be a perfectionist, because the perfect is the enemy of the good. You can't make good content if you're always striving for perfect content, because maybe you'll make one perfect thing, but I want to make lots of good things instead of one perfect thing. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to try and make good quality stuff. I mean, it's going to be good enough, you know. Close enough is good enough. It's not going to be perfection, and it never has been, you know. So I'm just gonna live my life. I'm trying to stop all of the self-imposed pressure that I put onto myself. So this is me just talking Heather. So don't worry about it. I'm fine. I've been saying that a lot recently, but no, I'm surviving. I'm doing alright. I got 10.5 hours sleep last night, and within that, I think that's an aeroplane. Anyway, I got 10.5 hours sleep last night. I can't talk with the aeroplane. It's a little bit lesser, unless it gets louder, I'm going to ignore it. So I got 10.5 hours sleep last night, which only just barely scraped me into getting enough deep sleep and REM sleep. I've been monitoring these things on my Fitbit device, because I'm always tired. I'm always tired, and what I found is that a lot of the time, I am waking up out of deep sleep and out of REM sleep, which makes me think it's because of the nightmares, that they actually wake me up. So that's a problem. But last night I only woke up. I didn't do any full wake ups in the middle of the night. I only had those little stirrings that are usual. But sometimes I'll wake up from a nightmare and be awake for 8 to 25 minutes. So I didn't have any of those big chunks of time where I was fully awake in the middle of the night, which are just horrific. And I did have to put in my ears to go to sleep, but I still got to sleep within one Rain Day Antiques, which is 45 minutes. So that's good. And then slept all the way through until this morning at like 9 o'clock, 8:30. I woke up at 8:30, went back to sleep, got up at like 9:30. Yeah, so it feels like early in the morning to me, but it is actually 10:30 at the moment. Who knew? But yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm not crying right now. I'm not great right now. I feel a little bit like I've got hit by a bus. My back is aching. My head is sore. My eye is sore. doing okay regardless. Irregardless, regardless, irregardless, regardless, regardless. I'm doing okay, irregardless of all of the things that are not okay, which is everything. So that's pretty good. What do we think? Let me know, 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 let me know. Please, 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 please let me know. I'm gonna be doing the next few videos right here in this location, but